What happens when a football legend, someone who has spent decades creating history, suddenly finds himself at the center of a worldwide storm? Imagine this moment. The biggest football tournament in the world is happening. Millions of fans are watching every second. The pressure is impossible to describe. Every pass matters. Every shot matters. Every decision matters. And then, in one unexpected moment, everything changes. A referee makes a decision. A red card is shown. The stadium becomes silent. Fans cannot believe what they are seeing. And suddenly, one of football's biggest names becomes the main story around the world. Cristiano Ronaldo. But how can one moment create such a huge reaction around a player who has already achieved so much? How can one decision create debates among millions of people? Can one controversial incident change the way the world remembers a football icon? Or does a true legend prove his greatness by the way he responds when things become difficult? These are the moments that create unforgettable football stories. Because football has never been only about goals and trophies. Football is about emotions. It is about passion. It is about the pressure of representing millions of supporters. And sometimes, it is about how a player handles the hardest moments of their career. Cristiano Ronaldo's journey has always been different. From a young boy with a dream to become a football star, to becoming one of the most famous athletes in the world, his career has been built on determination and sacrifice. He did not become successful by accident. Behind every goal, every trophy, and every record, there were years of training, challenges, and moments when he had to prove himself. But when someone reaches the level Ronaldo has reached, everything changes. The world watches every move. A great performance creates headlines. A bad performance creates criticism. A simple reaction becomes a debate. A mistake becomes international news. That is the reality of being one of the biggest names in sports. And that is why any major controversy involving Ronaldo would create such a powerful reaction. A red card in football is one of the most dramatic events that can happen during a match. In just a few seconds, the entire situation can change. A player who entered the game hoping to create history suddenly finds himself walking away. A team loses an important player. Fans become angry or disappointed. The opposition gains confidence. And everyone starts asking the same question. Was the decision correct? In football, there are always different opinions. One person may believe the referee made the right choice. Another person may believe the player was treated unfairly. Some fans look at the rules. Others look at the emotions of the moment. Some people see a mistake. Others see passion and competition. That is what makes football so interesting. The same moment can create completely different reactions. But behind every football controversy, there is something people sometimes forget. There is a human being. A player who feels pressure. A player who feels disappointment. A player who knows that millions of people are judging them. For Cristiano Ronaldo, pressure is nothing new. Throughout his career, he has faced questions from fans, critics, and the media. People have questioned his style. They have questioned his decisions. They have questioned whether he could continue performing at the highest level. But every time he faced criticism, he tried to answer in the only way he knew. Through hard work, through dedication, through his performances. That mentality helped him become one of the greatest footballers of all time. But even the strongest athletes experience difficult moments. Nobody can avoid pressure forever. Nobody can win every battle. And sometimes, the biggest challenge is not the opponent on the field. Sometimes, the biggest challenge is dealing with the reaction after the final whistle. In today's world, controversies become bigger than ever before. A single clip can spread across the internet within seconds. Millions of people can watch the same moment again and again. Experts analyze every detail. Former players share their opinions. Fans debate for days. A single decision can become a worldwide conversation. And for a player like Ronaldo, that attention becomes even stronger. Every action is studied. Every emotion is discussed. Every word can become a headline. But this is also where champions show their true character. Because greatness is not only about the moments when everything goes perfectly. Greatness is also about what happens after failure. The history of sports is filled with players who faced criticism, players who made mistakes, players who had difficult moments. But the legends are the ones who found a way to return stronger. A true champion is not someone who never falls. A true champion is someone who refuses to stay down. And that is why a difficult moment can sometimes become the beginning of a powerful comeback story. If a football icon ever faced a controversial red card during the biggest tournament in the world, the most important part of the story would not only be the incident itself. The real story would be what happens afterward. Would the player allow the criticism to affect him? Would he lose confidence? Or would he use the situation as motivation? Would he return to the pitch and prove why he became a legend? These are the questions that keep fans interested. Because football is unpredictable. A player can become a hero in one match and face criticism in the next. A single moment can change public opinion. But one thing history has shown is that great players are remembered for more than their mistakes. They are remembered for their entire journey. They are remembered for the challenges they overcame. They are remembered for the moments when they showed courage. Cristiano Ronaldo's career is filled with examples of overcoming challenges. He has faced injuries. He has faced defeats. He has faced criticism. But he has continued moving forward. That desire to improve has always been a major part of his identity. He has shown the world that success is not only about talent. Success requires discipline. It requires confidence. It requires the ability to keep working when others doubt you. And that is why every major moment involving him attracts so much attention. People are not only watching a football match. They are watching a story about ambition, a story about pressure, a story about the search for greatness. Because football legends are not created only during easy times. They are created during difficult moments. The moments when everyone is watching. The moments when people are questioning you. The moments when you have to decide whether you will give up or continue fighting. That is what makes sports so powerful. The outcome is never guaranteed. The next chapter is always unknown. A mistake can become a lesson. A setback can become motivation. A difficult moment can become the reason someone returns stronger than ever. So, if a football legend finds himself involved in a major controversy, maybe the most important question is not, what went wrong? Maybe the better question is, how will he respond? Because that answer often defines a person more than the mistake itself. Fans will always debate. Critics will always have opinions. The media will always search for the next big story. But at the end of the day, football remembers the players who leave everything on the field. Players who inspire people. Players who create unforgettable memories. Players who show the world what dedication looks like. Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy has already become one of the biggest stories in football history. Whether people admire him, criticize him, or simply respect his achievements, his impact on the sport cannot be ignored. His journey represents ambition. His career represents hard work. His story represents the endless fight to become better. And maybe that is why moments involving him create so much emotion. Because when a football icon faces a challenge, the whole world wants to know what happens next. Will the pressure break him? Or will it create another unforgettable comeback? Only time tells. And that is the beauty of football. Every match creates a new story. Every decision creates a new debate. Every moment has the power to become history. So what do you think? Should one controversial moment affect the way fans remember a football legend? Or should an entire career of achievements always matter more? Let us know your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed this story and want more football documentaries, legendary moments, and stories from the world's greatest game, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Because football is not just about winning. It is about emotions. It is about passion. And most importantly, it is about the stories that stay with us forever.